Welcome guys, Jarrell here, Grey Wolf TV, and I am back with more reactions to Fringe. We're now on episode 13 of season 4, and that last episode was a fabulously written X-Files type flashback of Welcome to Westfield, expertly written and well put together. And I think a lot of you agreed with me, because I noticed in the comments quite a few people mentioned that they've been waiting to get to this episode for me to reach this point, because this is one of their favourites from season 4, and I have to completely agree with you. It was stupendous. I loved it. It was kind of an episodic one-off, but then again it wasn't, because it's still moving the storyline on as to the goings on of whatever David Robert Jones is trying to accomplish at the moment, because all of that was pretty much instigated and set in motion by him, with him using this unfair site. Now then, moving on from that, there was that conversation in the middle of the episode between Peter and Olivia as to what his Olivia and him used to do, that they had a thing where they would get together on Friday nights, watch old movies, get a takeaway or whatever from this restaurant, Demiano's or something. And then this show has a good way of giving you the episode, and then instead of just doing some sort of epilogue at the end, they always throw a spanner in the works, or they drop something on you that you weren't expecting. This time, Olivia started acting really strange, which she'd done throughout the episode, and I kind of put that down to the goings on in the town, that she was affected by it, because we did see that happen, but it should have no frame of reference afterwards. And she started acting as though we're back in the old timeline, and she is Peter's Olivia, kissed him on the cheek when he walked through the door, ordered the takeaway in, ready to sit down and watch movies. What's going on? I don't know. Let's find out. This is episode 13.
Peter, I know who you are and I know who I am. I think that this may just be some residual effects left over from being in Westfield.
That's what I was trying to say.
No, I'm fine. Honestly, I think what I need is just some rest.
Come on in.
What?
Hey, what are you doing in here? You should be in bed. Sean, it's me, Bernadette, okay? Come on, I'm gonna take you back to your room.
He's in the kitchen.
Let's go. Come on.
Uh-oh. You're about to get stabbed.
Thank you! No!
Wow!
Damn it! It's over. He's dead. It's over.
And last night, a patient with schizophrenia had recounted the entire crime in great detail.
He's been institutionalized since he was 14.
These voices he hears, are they demons or God or...
Actually, Sean's hallucinations have never been grandiose or violent.
Have you ever seen him before?
No. But you know how he died? Voices, they did it.
Sean, can you hear the voices now?
No.
How many voices do you hear, Sean?
8, maybe 9, but
Oh.
not always, and some of them I don't hear for weeks. But then one of them left when the other 2 went to the subway station.
The subway station?
Yeah, I heard them say that one of them was hurt.
Sean, would you be willing to go off your meds if it would help this investigation? I believe your diagnosis of the young man is fundamentally flawed.
Excuse me?
But the truth is that the boy was diagnosed schizophrenic because he hears voices. But the voices don't persecute him or relate to him at all. I believe the voices Sean is hearing exist.
I'm sorry, what?
There was no delusion, no psychotic episode.
Is it a prison, or was it?
You know what? Why don't you go on it?
No. It's right at the beginning, it's St. Clair's. Yeah.
This might be a little bit weird, but I was wondering if I could come in and just have a look around.
To disaster narrowly averted.
Or at least postponed. We had that case. That couple in apartment 6B. The woman who lost her husband. After, I came back here, and then we went upstairs.
That's how it started.
I remember.
That's not possible.
Peter, I remember William Bell. I remember crossing over to bring you back.
I'm
I
right,
remember
aren't
Jacksonville and seeing you shimmer the first time we kissed.
The first time you and I met, where was it?
St. Clair's, the mental institution.
And the circumstances of that visit, everything you can remember.
My partner had been injured in an explosion, and I came to see if you were able to save his life. And Peter was with me because I needed a family member to sign you out.
No, that's how it happened in my timeline.
Do you remember going to retrieve me from St. Clair's by yourself without Peter?
Yes, I got lost on the way there, but it's hazy. It's kind of indistinct, like an old dream.
Olivia may be empathizing with your strong desire to be reunited with your Olivia. Perhaps some form of thought transference. She's channeling your memories.
Transit authorities found a wad of bloody paper towels at the Roosevelt Street Station bathroom, just like Sean described. Now, DNA analysis suggests that we're looking for a Caucasian male.
Just a minute. This DNA report, I've seen one like this before.
Where?
Our misdiagnosed schizophrenic, Sean. See that? They have the same chromosomal spur.
The brothers.
The effect of the abnormality? Sean and our killer are brothers. There are many documented cases of siblings communicating non-verbally.
Yeah.
Typically identical twins, but not always. I know what you're doing. I know what it's like to want something back that you love. I've succumbed to that temptation myself.
Walter, whatever's happening to Olivia, I'm not doing it.
Sean was conceived through in vitro fertilization.
Bingo.
I used a donor,
What was the doctor's name?
Dr. Owen Frank.
When you start to hear the voices again, that's how you'll know that this is working.
In that case,
It's working now.
Maybe I don't remember everything because I don't remember you having this scar.
you wouldn't. I only got that one a month ago.
If Sean and his half-brothers are linked in a telepathic network, then it is possible they have formed a collective identity.
Great. Thank you very much. Apparently, Dr. Frank is living at an assisted living facility outside of Roxbury.
I'm Agent Olivia Dunham. I was hoping to ask you a few questions about your clinic.
Of course. 3 years ago, I hired someone else, another writer. I wanted to document my work before I was no longer able to. The day before we were meant to start work, he was also killed, stabbed to death in his apartment. I thought it was just a random event. Genetic manipulation. The babies that I gave life to, I had altered their DNA. I was attempting to make a better...
Human.
A better what?
A better human being.
I attempted to
Son of a
reintroduce
bitch.
abilities that we humans have long since evolved away from
So what exactly is it that they're trying to protect?
themselves.
How many are there?
Subjects. Approximately 200. With each modification, I created another sample group.
And they're all from the same donor, all 200. And his information is in the storage facility also?
No. It's you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? The hubris of trying to improve upon God.
I just spoke to Olivia. She's on her way with Peter to retrieve Dr. Frank's research
Not
files.
important now. I need to see Nina Sharp. I know what's happening to Olivia.
So what is it?
Olivia has cortexiphen in her system.
There you go.
Someone must have found out how to synthesize it, but how?
No.
And how?
Walter, slow down. What are you saying?
Dr. Bishop believes that Olivia has been dosed with cortexiphan recently.
Recently and repeatedly.
Where do you store the remaining cortexiphan samples?
The ones that Belly and I kept.
They're at Massive Dynamic, under our tightest security.
In my experience, security can be breached.
No, I don't think you understand. That's physically impossible. The vault is biometrically secured. I am the only one with access.
Then it's you.
Olivia, I don't know what you want from me.
I want you to behave naturally. I want you to treat me like you know me better than anyone in the world, too, because you do. Last time I opened one of these, it was rigged with Semtex.
How'd you know it was Semtex?
Because when we were trying to figure out what happened to him, we traced it back to a munitions trader in Hong Kong.
Because I didn't know it was Semtex until right now.
No, me neither.
Okay?
Meaning Walter's theory can't possibly be right. I'm not projecting my memories onto you. You can't have memories that I've never had.
If you're looking for Mr. Dubrow, he's moved 3 doors down.
You are the final piece of the puzzle.
Dr. Frank, Boston PD. Lock down the facility.
It was so loud for you that you couldn't even hear yourself think. And I bet you have a lot of great thoughts.
They're destroying the records and killing the doctor. You think Walter was right? You think they were just protecting the hive? You think this job just can't get any weirder?
Yeah. Peter, how do you want to play this? Look, you don't have to answer now. I just want you to think about
Olivia,
it. Just
relax.
I'm thinking about it. What I'm really afraid of is when I look into your eyes, I know it's you. I know it's you.
What?
Biometric hand scanner, like I said. 2nd tier precaution.
Ooh.
20 vials present and accounted for. What's happening to Olivia?
We've already given you all the details we know about so far.
Where is she? I'd like to see her. Can I speak with her?
This is not Cortexiphan.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
It's potassium iodide with food coloring. Red number 4. Cortexiphan has been replaced.
The girl came in here a couple minutes ago, about yay tall, blonde.
I'm sorry, I didn't see her.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
I didn't think this show could give us any more surprises other than just new cases and a slightly different way of looking at things, and it is continuing to ramp up as we go through season 4. It is definitely my favourite season, I think. Okay. I'm going to put the actual episode of what that case was to one side, because that was a very short, easily investigated case with quite an obvious outcome. But it did show another scientist who thought he had the hubris to think it was okay for him to play God. And that was the consequences. But we'll put that to one side. Now then, let's focus on our main storyline, which is WTF, okay? What the hell is going on? I kind of started to pick up on a bit of it literally 10-15 minutes in, where I was like, hang on a minute, she's starting to have memories that she shouldn't have, which we got a little bit of at the end of the last episode. It didn't seem to make sense much then. Now it makes much more sense. She's experiencing memories from the previous timeline because this is Peter's home. This is Peter's universe. This is Peter's Olivia, or Olivia, whatever. But somehow, which I think is within the realms of possibility, that it's the Cortexiphan that Nina has been given her that has caused this, or something that happened in Westfield, one of the other. I'm starting to lean towards the fact that it might be the Cortexiphan, actually. That she's having memories that a previous timeline of hers, and an erased timeline of hers, had. Which is why she's remembering all of this stuff. And Walt's theory was a good theory, that it's Peter that's pushing these thoughts and emotions and memories onto her. Which, how the hell could he be doing that anyway? And that's why he was getting so bent out of shape with him for it, because he's like, this is the wrong thing to do. And I was in agreement with him, going, well, how the hell is he doing that? How? He's not. Because she just mentioned something there about the Semtex thing that I didn't know. I thought I'd just missed it. But Peter's like, well, I didn't know that either, so it's not my memories I'm pushing on you, is it? She seems to be okay with it. it seems natural to her. So if you were to place false or different memories of another person into that person, the brain wouldn't know how to process them. It would be in a constant fight with itself. It could probably even kill you or give you brain hemorrhage or send you crazy or schizophrenic or anything. I think the reason she's feeling so comfortable is because it's memories that belong in her mind anyway. But not in this timeline. She has transversed timelines. She's getting memories from a previous timeline that are starting to integrate and come back into her mind here. So she's remembering everything that we know, which she shouldn't. But that makes no more sense than how the hell Peter is able to exist here when he erased himself from time. So I think it's balancing out that both of those actions are happening, which they shouldn't, and I don't know how. And I still think the observers have got something to do with it. I think September has got something to do with it. I think he has a soft spot for Peter and Walter and Olivia, and he seems to see things differently than the rest of his observers are. They are observing. He likes to kind of get involved if absolutely necessary. I don't know. I'm just theorizing. But Walter wanted to go and check about the Cortex fan. We now know it's not. It's, what did he say, iodide or whatever, with food colouring. So it's been stolen. So it's been stolen by the shapeshifter Nina, which we definitely, well, more or less 90% sure now, is the shapeshifter version of Nina who's gone into Massive Dynamic because she can just stroll in, it's her, use the biometric handprint. I don't know how they knew the code, but they've stolen all the Cortex fan. They've been dosing Olivia for months. They've got the real Nina locked up with whoever has just now kidnapped Olivia as well. So it all fits, because our Nina with Walter there at Massive Dynamic then just looked just as confused as everyone else that wasn't it. The vials were there, as far as you're concerned, nothing's missing, except the actual contents have been replaced. Wow, where is this season going to end up? So if Peter really is in the right place, even though he's not meant to be here, and Olivia is the Olivia from this timeline, but she's now getting memories from a previous timeline, so she's the previous Olivia. Where's this going? And I completely understand what Peter has just said there, where he's like, I've got to be careful here. I want this to be true. You don't know how much I've thought about this. I want to get back to my Olivia and my timeline. You're in it. But he's got to be careful, because he said, I have betrayed her before because I thought it was her. I can't afford to do it again and then find out it wasn't what he appeared to be. He can't betray her twice, and I fully understand that. And now she's just vanished on him. Oh my god. So, if you're not already confused, I will be surprised, because I am. I'm working things out as it goes along. I'm trying to have enough intelligence to break down what they're doing and where they're going with it, but it's still surprising me at points here and there. But I've no clue where the story's going to end up, or how they're going to end up. I mean, what's next? Because I think it's David Robert Jones who's just kidnapped Olivia. Because it would have to be him, because that's why Nina's there. So that stands to reason. What's he after? Because we already know the experiment is just done with the amphilicite from the previous episode in Westfield. He has a master plan going on here, we just don't know what it is yet. So I will have to hold off, because I don't know any more than that. Right. I think that will do for now. Don't forget guys, this episode will be available on Patreon in full length as normal. Link will be in the description. All you gotta do is click on the bit link. And while you're at it, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Post your comments down below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe, turn your notifications on, and I will see you for the next episode of Fringe in a few days. Till then guys, thanks a lot for watching, take care.